Okay, today we're going to do a paper weaving. So the first thing you're going to get is a piece of paper like this that has a whole bunch of cuts into it. This is called the warp of your weaving. So you need the cuts in there for it to work. The first thing I would do is open it up, in that crease in the middle, kind of take your time and push it down gently so you get a flat piece of paper. You're going to paint on this, so you just want a smooth surface to paint on. When you're painting, try not to get your paper too wet because we're going to weave it, and if it needs to be able to dry in like a minute or so. So don't use a whole lot of water on your painting. While you are painting, you might want to be careful to sort of hold your paper down like this, so as you're painting, your paintbrush doesn't catch the cuts that are on there. So you could paint whatever you want. You could do an abstract design, you could paint a picture of something, you could do words, as long as it's appropriate for school. So after you've got it painted the way that you want, try to cover up all the white space, you are going to start weaving. So you're going to get black sheets of paper that look like this. And it's really easy. It's just like we did earlier in the year when we did it with yarn. You just go over, under, over, under, over, under. So I'm going to take my black strip of paper, lift up one of my white sections, go under, then I'm going to go over one, then I'm going to go under one, over, under, over, under, all the way across. When I get to the other side, I'm going to push my strip of paper as far down to the bottom of my painting as I can and try to keep it straight. The only tricky part is when you get to the second row, you need to do it opposite of the first row. So for example, I started on this side, I went under my painting, under my white sheet of paper first. So this time I have to do the opposite. So this time I have to go over. So I'm going to go over this first section, and then I'm going to go under the second section. So your black strips, you shouldn't be able to see any places where your black strips are in the same row or same column. So I'm going to push that all the way down so it touches my other black strip. Be real gentle because your painting is a little bit wet, so it will rip more easily. So just try to be very gentle and watch what you're doing so you don't accidentally rip anything. Okay, so when you get to the third one, the third strip, you have to do the opposite of what you did on the second one, but the same as what you did on your first row. So on my first one, I went under. So this time I'm going to go under. So the idea is that when you're done, your entire picture is going to look kind of like a checkerboard. So you don't want any places where the black is on the same column, like I said before. So let me show you an example of one that's incorrect so you could try to avoid that. So I'm going to push those all the way down so they're next to each other. So if I was doing it wrong, when I started with my next black strip, I would do the same thing as I did before. So I'd go under, and then what happens is your black is going to be right next to each other. It does not look like a checkerboard. So if that starts to happen, be like, oh, that's wrong. Pull it back out and try to do the opposite. So I went under first, this time I'm going to go over first. Over, under, and you just keep doing that until you get to the top and you don't have any space left to put any more black strips. And then you're finished.